Welcome back to this channel. Today is day 2 of my Read With Me series. For those of you who don't know, I have begun a Read With Me series on this channel, and the purpose of it is to help us all cultivate the habit of reading personal development books and to help us develop ourselves. And for those who don't know, if you knew me earlier, the time I wasn't reading books and from the time I started reading books, you could see that there is a dramatic change in my life. And I cannot explain it, but it has been massive change. Because when I was not reading personal development book, I did not even know 5% of what I know now. And I can tell you that what I know now has increased me in almost every aspect. I can tell you that it has increased my earnings by more than 10 times what I used to earn. It has increased um, my social standing in society by more than 10 times. It has helped me, my health, my almost everything that I do, my relationships. It has helped me so much. Majority of us want to read, but we don't have the habit of sitting down reading for say 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 50 minutes a day. So this book, this Read With Me series is going to help us so that we will serve as a check on each other. And when I began reading, Eat That Frog was one of the books that I read within the first 5 books that I read. I read Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I read this book, which is the Eat That Frog. It was the 3rd book I read. And from the day I read it, I can tell you that I began to be so time conscious, and it helped me to organize myself and put myself in order. So yesterday that I began this Read With Me series, the first video covered introduction and chapter 1, and you can check that one in the description of this video if you did not go through yesterday's. And so today we are going to read chapter 2 and chapter 3. Before we go to chapter 2 and chapter 3, some have brought suggestions. I read yesterday was silent reading. Some were suggesting I read loudly. Now, I know some people will want me to read loudly and they will listen. Some people also want to listen silently. So I have a question for you. You the one watching me now. Do you want me to read loudly or you want me to read silently and you will only follow what is on the screen and read it yourself? Choose for yourself. Whichever option you choose, I want to see the comment in the comment section. I will go by the highest number of people who choose whether I should read silently or I should read loudly. So remember to leave your comment in the comment section. And in the future, in the coming days, I'm going to roll out an award scheme for those that will follow this journey. At least it's just a personal thing I want to do because I'm helping. I want to help my colleagues or anyone who is ready to follow this channel, and we all bring each other up. I tell you that a society of readers is a society of leaders. Those who read books, personal development. In fact, I've never seen any successful person who is not a reader. So once you are a reader, you will not be an ordinary person. You will be far advanced and far ahead of your colleagues in life. So what I'm going to do is chapter 1, I'm going to read silently, and chapter 2, I'm going to read silently, and chapter 3, I will read it loudly. So let's go. We are beginning. So you can take a piece of paper and a pen, and then let's go together. So chapter 2 is plan every day in advance. So we are going to the chapter 3, and I'm now going to continue with the loud reading. I'm not going to start the loud reading.
Three. Eat That Frog. Other books by Brian Tracy.
I had wanted to do the read aloud with my browser, but it's giving me problems because I'm using the same device to record. So I'm going to read with a PDF reader app from my phone. So let's go.
Apply the 80/20th rule to everything we always have. Apply the 80/20th rule to everything we always. We will but use it aright. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. 2 of those items will turn out to be worth 5 or 10 times or more than the other 8 items put together. Number of tasks versus importance of tasks. The 80/20th rule is one of the most helpful of all concepts of time and life management. It is also called the Pareto principle, after its founder, the Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, who first wrote about it in 1895. Pareto noticed that people in his society seemed to divide naturally into what he called the vital few, the top 20% in terms of money and influence, and the trivial many, the bottom 80%. He later discovered that virtually all economic activity was subject to this principle as well. For example, this principle says that 20% of your activities will account for 80% of your results, 20% of your customers will account for 80% of your sales, 20% of your products or services will account for 80% of your profits, 20% of your tasks will account for 80% of the value of what you do, and so on. This means that if you have a list of 10 items to do, apply the 80/20th rule to everything. We always have time enough, if we will but use it aright. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. 2 of those items will turn out to be worth 5 or 10 times or more than the other 8 items put together. Number of tasks versus importance of tasks. Here is an interesting discovery. Each of the 10 tasks may take the same amount of time to accomplish. But 1 or 2 of those tasks will contribute 5 or 10 times the value of any of the others. Often, one item on a list of 10 tasks that you have to do can be worth more than all the other 9 items put together. This task is invariably the frog that you should eat first. Can you guess on which items the average person is most likely to procrastinate? The sad fact is that most people procrastinate on the top 10 or 20% of items that are the most valuable and important, the vital few. They busy themselves instead with the least important 80%, the trivial many, that contribute very little to results. Focus on activities, not accomplishments. You often see people who appear to be busy all day long but seem to accomplish very little. This is almost always because they are busy working on tasks that are of low value while they are procrastinating on the 1 or 2 activities that, if they completed them quickly and well, could make a real difference to their companies and to their careers. Apply the 80/20th rule to everything too. The most valuable tasks you can do each day are often the hardest and most complex. But the payoff and rewards for completing these tasks efficiently can be tremendous. For this reason, you must adamantly refuse to work on tasks in the bottom 80% while you still have tasks in the top 20% left to be done. Before you begin work, always ask yourself, is this task in the top 20% of my activities or in the bottom 80%? Rule: resist the temptation to clear up small things first. Remember, whatever you choose to do over and over eventually becomes a habit that is hard to break. If you choose to start your day working on low-value tasks, you will soon develop the habit of always starting and working on low-value tasks. This is not the kind of habit you want to develop or keep. The hardest part of any important task is getting started on it in the first place. Once you actually begin work on a valuable task, you will be naturally motivated to continue. A part of your mind loves to be busy working on significant tasks that can really make a difference. Your job is to feed this part of your mind continually. Motivate yourself. Just thinking about starting and finishing an important task motivates you and helps you to overcome procrastinating. Eat that frog. Nation. The fact is that the amount of time required to complete an important job is often the same as the time required to do an unimportant job. The difference is that you get a tremendous feeling of pride and satisfaction from the completion of something valuable and significant. However, when you complete a low-value task using the same amount of time and energy, you get little or no satisfaction at all. Time management is really life management, personal management. It is really taking control of the sequence of events. Time management is having control over what you do next. And you are always free to choose the task that you will do next. Your ability to choose between the important and the unimportant is the key determinant of your success in life and work. Effective, productive people discipline themselves to start on the most important task that is before them. They force themselves to eat that frog, whatever it is. As a result, they accomplish vastly more than the average person and are much happier as a result. This should be your way of working as well. Apply the 80-20th rule to everything too. 24. Eat that frog. Eat that frog. 1. Make a list of all the key goals, activities, projects, and responsibilities in your life today. Which of them are, or could be, in the top 10 or 20% of tasks that represent, or could represent, 80 or 90% of your results. 2. Resolve today that you are going to spend more and more of your time working in those few areas that can really make a difference in your life and career and less time on lower value activities. Point 25. The mark of the superior thinker is his or her ability to accurately predict the consequences of doing or not doing.
Thank you for following to this far. We have come to the end of the reading aloud section. That's chapter 3. The next one we'll go for is tomorrow. We'll go to chapter 4. So there were a few interruptions and some part of the voice didn't flow well, especially from the beginning of the read aloud section. But I plead with you, leave all your comments in the comment section. Let me know what went right, what didn't go right. Let me also know what you learned from chapter 2 and chapter 3 of Eat That Frog. I am assuring you that if you read this book, if you follow this consistently to the end of this book, you will never be an ordinary person, because this book has helped me so much that I cannot I cannot even explain how the impact has been, but it has been very great impact. It has helped me to organize my life and focus on what is most important for me in everyday living. So leave your comments in the comment section. For those of you who have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, like this video for other more powerful videos. I assure you that we will do more in the coming days. See you in the next video, and share this video to bless others. Bye.